Hey, why not give a New Year's gift to yourself this weekend? This is the you year to focus on you. So go to hightimelinebooks.com and pick up Michelle Blood's Manifestation Through the Power of Mysticism video book and get the Magnet to Money audiobook from Michelle and Bob Proctor free as your 2024 special bonus. But there's only a few more days left of that offer, and while you're there, check out Fred Dodson's 2 books on intuition, our theme for 2024. That's hightimelinebooks.com. Hey ho! How about Monday, January 8th on the Fun Astrology Podcast? Thomas Miller, let's start a new week. What do you say? Glad you're here. We have quite a few things happening this week, and particularly, it really is all sights set to next Saturday. That is when first the Sun, then Pluto, move into Aquarius together on the same day. One of what I think is going to be one of the most formative ingresses that many of us alive have seen. I mean, over the last, say, 100 years, there have been a lot of shifts, but this is going to be one of the big ones. And yes, it comes back out in September for 2.5 months, but it spends most of 2024, all but those 6 weeks in the fall, these 3 weeks, the beginning of the year, the rest of it is in Aquarius. The other big date that I have circled in my calendar is Wednesday, because that's when the Sun squares the nodes of the Moon. I saw an astrologer on Twitter over the weekend talking about the moon wobble. I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. She didn't have the context of backing up 2 or 3 weeks and then extending past 1 week, but basically just reminded me of the lineage that we have. Carl Payne Toby came up with this in the 1930s. Carl Payne Toby's best friend was Grant Louis. He wrote Astrology for the Millions and Heaven Knows What and a couple of other things, but he mentored Linda Goodman directly, and Linda Goodman, for about 3 or 4 years, mentored Robert Glasscock. And now over on the Old Soul, New Soul Astrology podcast, Robert Glasscock mentors us. I think it is cool that the baton always gets passed on, and that's what we're doing here. We're creating new batons to pass on to others, to our kids, if you're parenting, and even through these podcasts, hopefully to many others who tune in. So if you have some folks who are interested in astrology, be sure to talk us up. I'd appreciate that very much. Who knows who might be out there who would pick up on this from you saying something and they become the next lineage for somebody else. So this observation, and really that's what it is, there's no alignment other than what takes place on Wednesday, the square or conjunctions or oppositions between the Sun and the nodes of the Moon. And on Wednesday, it's a square. Now, never say never with anything, right? There's your back door out. But I have not yet ever seen anything super significant happen after the exact conjunction. That doesn't mean give it a few days to tail on out, but we should be pretty clear of this moon wobble 2023-24, and thank goodness, especially for those who have been affected. Now let's turn our sights to today. We have one major aspect. Let's see, where's the moon? It's in Sagittarius, so we've got a party moon today and most of tomorrow. Don't worry, be happy, man. Sag moon. You could just feel it, right? Too much winter up here, man. Aren't you ready for some steel drums and sand in your feet? Don't worry, be happy. That sounds good to me. Well, we at least can fake it till we make it a couple of days today and tomorrow. Now, the big aspect is Mercury squares Neptune. What I'm thinking about, we have to be careful what we say today and tomorrow and maybe into a little bit of Wednesday. This is like when your kid comes in and says, Mommy, I have an uh-oh, whatever your household defines uh-ohs as. Well, that could be related to speech or our communication the next couple of days. Better watch it because Mercury could just confuse things enough that what comes out may not be heard quite the way that you intended it. Now, the other point that I wanted to make along this thread is that what we do here is we just point out these aspects of the day that create energy for all of us. But the real juice of this comes when you call up your own chart and find out where Mercury and Neptune are in your own chart, and you'll find out how this is going to affect you particularly. Because what sounds like just a passing aspect, oh, that's just Mercury, it moves really fast, and Neptune, yeah, okay, I'll be careful. But when you look in your chart, and like if you were looking at my chart, you would see Neptune glued to Mars and the Sun. So you're realizing truly, uh-oh, This could be big if something blew a tire in communications. And Mercury, in my chart, is 5 degrees away from Jupiter, which expands. So all of a sudden, here with one little simple aspect, you may, like me, take out several other planets just from this one aspect. So what we talk about here is always for the collective. Once you bring it down to your own chart, that's where you really get the how do I live my life today implications. And that's obviously something that you have to do. If you are not fully versed with astrology and you'd like to learn more, we have the Fun Astrology 101 course. Been impressed. Several of you have picked it up since Christmas. So great. Thank you for that. Welcome to the club. Be sure to go over to our Discord channel, which the link you can find up at the top of the funastrology.com website, and tell Kristen hello and that you've bought the course, and she'll be sure to put you in there. We have a special area for our course members. And I know this isn't astrology of the day, but let me just mention, we do have a couple of things coming up. Robert and I are going to be doing a horary practicum in February. We'll give you the dates on this coming up so you can put it on your calendar. And then Kristen is going to be leading kind of a support group for astrologers. She came up with a great slogan for it, Students of the Universe, Astrologers Supporting Astrologers. So that will be later in March. We'll get you the dates, like I said. But when we take these passing aspects that, like Mercury, okay, it does move fast. It is in Sagittarius, which is opposite from its home sign of Gemini. So it's a little wonky in Sagittarius anyway. And then it squares Neptune, which can be illusion, delusion, foggy, lack of clarity. You see where cookbook you could say right there, well, okay, be careful about communication or traveling. But if you put it over your own chart and you find out that Mercury is close to Uranus, which could mean even sudden surprises or more miscommunication, well, you see what I mean. Your application is a whole lot different than for everybody else. And tomorrow I'll give you several suggestions for apps you can put on your phone so you can have it with you wherever you are. Well, I hope that helps. We do have a pretty cool week in the sky to talk about every day, so we'll see you back tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Good kickoff to the week. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. Bye-bye.